Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. This is the episode where we start work on the base down here. And right as I say that I feel like a right numpty because of course we have already started work on this. But as I've explained in the last couple of videos, I needed to take some time to just figure out what I was going to build around this, and I have, with the help of people on my server. We have built something that looks absolutely amazing and I think you are all going to love, and I cannot wait to start working on it down here. But that's what we're going to be doing this episode. I'm going to be walking you through all the stages of building it and what I think about it as we go along. But first of all, what I want to do is actually promote a second YouTube channel that I've started up. Now this channel is dedicated to my server. At the moment we are doing plot world tours of the server and going around and showing you different things that people have been building and working on in the community, and so I wanted to just kind of plug it, give it a little advertising, saying if you're interested in that, maybe go over there and check it out. There'll be a link on the screen and in the description box to a video playlist. And as I said, all it is just tours of the things that people build on the plot world. And we do 2 videos a week. We do one on a Sunday and one on a Wednesday, and these both come out at 8 PM. And we're going to try and keep that as consistent as possible. So if you're looking for some more videos to watch, then maybe that will be that. But as I said, you know where to find the links. So I'm going to start work on this down here. I have no idea what I'm going to do first of all. I need to get prepared, but I will be back with you shortly. So, first little progress update. It may not seem like I've done much, but it's just taken a fair bit of time because I've had to gather a bunch of resources for building this stuff. And you can see here I've extended the platforms, and this is as far as they go. They just happen to line up with this, which is pretty cool. And then we put down some water because we're going to have water on the inside here. There's going to be some lily pads on top, so it's like a little bit of a pond, and I've modified these bits here. The glowstone that's in there now shines down onto the water, so this bit down here will be slightly illuminated, and we got rid of that water that came down from the ceiling, and I put these daylight sensors on top. Not really sure how I feel about that. It looks alright, but there could be something that's better. But the main thing that I've been doing is just getting all of these materials together. There's lots of stuff that's going to go into building this, and so I've been taking trips back and forth, just getting the area prepared, you know, removing the beacon and other things as well. But the next thing that I'm going to do is build a frame for the quartz that is going to go around the edge. So right over here is where it breaks off, and it's going to go around in a circle shape over to the other side. It's going to do that in all 4 corners. And then what we're going to be doing underneath that is putting in some stone that goes down to the bottom where the water will end, and that stone is going to have lots of ores in it. So if we have a look here, I've been talking about how I've been saving up these diamond ores. You can see I've got 2 stacks of each different type of ore, and what we're going to do at the bottom is put these 3 ores in with that stone. So we're going to have like a rim that goes around the outside. You're going to be able to walk behind that. This is going to lead up to a little pathway, and you can go around all the way to the other side, and then below that we will have loads of stone with diamonds and all that sort of thing in. It will look very cool, trust me. I've already seen what it looks like, obviously, and I guess I just got to build it. So it's been a little bit tedious getting this done, but I put in the rings of quartz that go around the outside, and it's just a case of breaking up the ores and crafting and all of that. It can be a little bit time consuming, but over in this corner I have finished putting in the ores and the stone. As you can see, this looks really good. It's actually slightly different from what we built in creative mode though. I made a bit of a mistake when measuring things up, and the water here was 1 block lower. So over here there's 3 blocks where you can see the stone and the different ores, and in the one that we built there's 4, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's pretty much doing the same thing, and I really like how that looks. I think it's going to look great when it's finished, and I do realise at the moment it may not be the most interesting looking thing, but it kind of adds to everything else that's going on here. So as we progress and do things bit by bit, this will make more sense, I imagine. Another thing I need to do though is grab some lily pads and chuck them down on the water, just to throw in a little bit more detail. Okay, we are now finished. Actually, we're not. Something just popped into my head right as I said that. Okay, so just have a look at each of these sides. There's a couple of things I want to tell you. Or actually one thing. I think there was something else, but I've forgotten. And there is a creeper in here. That is not good. Let's make sure this guy doesn't blow anything up. Well, I think some of the mobs are just spawning off in places in the distance and wandering over here, which is a little bit of a problem. But I haven't been bombarded yet, almost just then, but anyway, the thing that I wanted to tell you is that in each of these walls there are 6 diamonds, 7 lapis and 8 redstone. And what I'd done before was completely randomized it, and now that I'm building it on Hermitcraft, I'm kind of being a little bit OCD. I don't know, I might go down there and put in some other ores, but that's the other thing that I actually need to do. We're going to head back up to the surface because I have completely forgotten about the emerald ore. That's the one that we need, and I'm not sure how many of them I actually have. Hopefully enough. So it turns out we only have 20 emerald ore. I thought I had more than this, but this kind of makes sense because I haven't really done a lot of mining for it. But that means 5 in each of these, which is 5 emeralds, 6 diamonds, 7 lapis, and 8 redstone, which pleases me. But I'm going to go place them in, and then we'll have a look at how they look. We'll have a look at how they look. Brilliant. Well, that is the finishing touch down here. I gotta say, it did feel like something was off, and it just throws in an extra colour, and I think that looks a lot better. But one thing I was just looking at is the diamond door is a kind of teal colour, or some people call that green, I call it teal or turquoise. And if it were gold down there, then we would have the 4 colours of our walkways, because we have green, red, blue, and yellow. So that might be something I change in the future. However, my thinking here is that the most valuable ores go down at the bottom, and then we have the less valuable ones above it. So we're going to have some more ores in the next section. But this next bit is the one I'm most looking forward to building. We're going to be building a walkway that kind of goes around the side here. We're going to have grass as the material. There's going to be some panes on the front, some wood to hold up yet another little rim that's going to go around directly above this, and it's going to take me quite some time to build it. It will make more sense once I build it, so I think I'm just going to start doing that and show you it when I've made some progress. So we're at a point where you can see where this is going. Now I've gone round and I've put down some acacia wood as markers for where these beams go up around all of the sides here, along with that. And there is a witch over there. That is unusual. Good shot. Let's try another one. And there we go, she's dead. So the glass is light blue, that's the one. It looks real nice next to the quartz, I think, and the acacia goes ever so well with the quartz, as we discovered a couple of episodes ago down there in the nether building the ender pearl thing. But this is how it's going to go down. We're going to have some grass around the back, and although the grass colour isn't that great, what we're mainly going to be doing is have the actual grass on top of it and flowers as well, and it's going to look real good from over here. And then behind that we will have a load of stone with all the different ores in it. But one of the things I am a little bit concerned about at the moment is this dark oak wood. Now we could use spruce wood, however this looks slightly better. It's a slightly different darker colour, and I think we should go for what looks best. However, I've got that, well, I've got 40 blocks there, and I think I've got 2 other stacks, and I could end up using a lot of this, because what we're going to do is go around the back, and it's going to go around the other side of the glowstone. So where this stone is at the moment, that is actually starting to get in the way a little bit, but we're going to have blocks going around. Let's remove that one like this. It can always be a little tricky when you're trying to put it in the right place and aiming up. And then what we will have in this little gap above us is some quartz between that and the stone at the back. So I do have a little bit, I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. The ceiling is going to look like that, and then there's going to be stone behind it, so we're going to have a little bit of white up here as well, which I think will look really cool. In fact, I know it does because I've already built this. But yeah, the dark oak is a problem. It probably means I'm going to have to harvest some at some point, which can be a little bit tedious because of the sapling drop rates, so I might have to do some of that in between building as well. So this corner over here is done, and I've got to say this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would in survival. It can be a little bit tricky building this, and we're kind of pushing back into the areas here where there's still stone. So I've been digging out behind this because I don't want it to link up to this stone and then accidentally remove it at some point in the future. But I don't know how many ores I've put in here. I've just kind of randomly put in different ones. I didn't count them like the last time. And what we're going to do now is put in some flowers. Now we're going to put down, I think in this one we'll put down 4 pots. I don't want it to be even on each of these. But what we're going to be doing is putting some orchards in here. And did I bring them with me? Yes, I did. That is good. Now these really pop out, which I like. They have a nice hint of blue, which I think matches the light blue from the glass down there. And we're just going to have a few of them like that, and then from back here we'll be able to see that. That adds a nice little bit of colour here and there, which I think is good. And then what we're going to do is bone meal the grass here. So I want to remove the poppies and dandelions, and we don't want to have too much grass, maybe the occasional long grass like that. And just do this lightly, and we'll get what we want. And we got a glowstone here. That's just because it was getting a little bit dark in this corner. I don't know how dark, but the nearest glowstone is over here, so I thought, well, we'll put one there like that, and you're probably never going to see it, but we should make sure that there's a bit of grass. Glass. I say that a lot when I try and say grass, actually. One of those things you might have noticed. So let's get rid of these dandelions, and then one more bit of glowstone glowstone. One more bit of bone meal over here. Okay, there we go. That's looking good. Maybe a little bit less in places. And a couple of longer bits like that. And maybe another one right there. That's looking good. And then I brought some other flowers as well. So these white ones, they go in really well. And then we got some red and orange tulips and then some rose bushes as well. I think we're going to put about 2 rose bushes in here. Don't really want too many of them. Put this one over there in the corner and maybe another one right there. And then we'll just put down a few of these as well. And hopefully not overdo this. In fact, let's go and have another look now that we've put those few in before we put the last ones. That's looking alright. You can see the rose bushes. I'm not sure. The red is quite powerful compared to the blue. This fits in really well, but we'll see what happens when we put down a few more flowers. Just not too many of them, but enough so the colour should come through at the front. So putting some at the glass there might help. And that will probably do. Let's put one at the back there. And that really works, actually. I like that. And I like them being close so you can see them through the glass. So I think I might put 1 or 2 more closer on this side. Let's have a look. Let's say there's room for one there. And maybe another one there. That should look good. Yeah, I like that. That looks pretty much like we did it in creative mode. And we're going to have to do that on all 4 sides, which is going to take me a real long time. But once we've done that, we can move on to the next step. Okay, you know what I'm going to say? It's now all done on each side, and it's looking pretty good, I gotta say. However, I do feel like each side is pretty samey, which is exactly what it was like in the creative build. And I'm thinking maybe we need to just add a few unique details on each one that make it stand out a little bit from the other. For example, where's this guy going? We could have some jungle wood with cocoa beans on. And I tell you what, I was AFK, I was standing on the corner like this, looking down. And when I came back to my computer, a zombie guy walked right past me, like I thought he was going to do then, but he was actually coming over here to attack me. But he was tracking a villager and sort of walked right past me, and it was funny. I didn't catch that on camera, unfortunately. So let's have a quick wander around. They all kind of look the same. One thing that I am worrying about is light levels, so I need to do some checking with F3. Let's do a little bit of that right now. Let's just see what's going on here. So where am I looking at? It always takes me a while to locate it. We are looking at the second line from the bottom, BL, block light. Okay, so it's actually 10 and 11, and that could be because of the skylamps, whatever you want to call them. So I'll probably actually do that at night, because I'm pretty sure the light levels in here are going to be a little bit lower. But if they are, what we might have to do is add in some glowstone at the back, like we did on the first little segment that we built here. So it's done on every side. There's not much to comment about. One thing I need to do is go around the back and place down some torches. You can see I've kind of tidied it up around the back here as well. So the bottom layer all has torches like this, and I haven't really noticed a difference on the other side, because sometimes you get those weird lighting bugs, and then I guess we're going to have to do the same thing on the top here as well. But one thing I do is I use the torches to help me build. If we go around to the right side, I'll be able to show you that. But as I'm going along and I'm placing, you know, block after block at a diagonal, I put a torch down and you can place it on the side of the hitbox. So I kind of save on the amount of stone that I'm using. And of course it's going to be the last one that we go to. So yep, there you go, there's some torches. So I placed that one down there to put a block above it, and then you can see each time we go over a diagonal, I've just put a torch on the side of it. Now let's kill this guy. He's going to be one hit kill. I've got a good sword and strength too. That's one thing that I noticed. Occasionally a big slime makes its way over here. And I was thinking normally these things take a couple of hits to kill, even with a good sword. And it's because of that strength too that we got from the beacon, which is awesome. But I don't think there's much else to talk about. And now I'm failing to jump up there. It's because I'm not able to sprint even. Oh, sometimes my timing is terrible. There we go. Anyway, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is building another layer above this. It's going to be of, I think, stone brick stairs, and it's going to go all the way around the outside. It's going to be like a double ridge, and it's going to have some bricks on the inside, and then when you get to these bits, they're going to have coloured bricks to kind of indicate where you're going. But I'll probably build a segment of that, show you what it looks like, and then build all of it. So we're getting there very slowly. I've done a fair bit here, as you can see. We've got the two ridges going around, and I put the coloured clay in. is just taking me a long time to do, and all of this so far already has taken me a fair amount of time. My plan was to do the entire thing in this episode, and that is just ludicrous. The next part is probably going to take me even longer than all of this that we've done down here. So yeah, I'm going to have to do that next episode, I'm thinking. But what we need to do next is grab some mossy stone bricks and some cracked stone bricks, which I have back at the old hermit town, and then fill in these areas here, and then we're going to put a few stone fences in front of them. I think that's what they're called, cobblestone fences, and then this bit is done, which I am excited to see. However, it is the roof that makes this the most impressive, I think. We've seen a lot of this at the moment, and I guess we'll have to wait to the next episode. But anyway, I'm going to head over to Hermit Town 1.7. The way out of here is by throwing an ender pearl directly above. I always tend to look around and then realise, oh no, I got to go up there. But this is another thing that we need to change actually. This is not going to stay the same way, and sometimes that happens. What you have to do is just make sure you're at the highest point on this string, because when you throw the ender pearl up, you're actually on the lower side of the string, and so you need to move up a few blocks to make sure it gets there. So we are back at the old Adobe. Asuma's Adobe abode of Asuma's. I still don't know who done that. I'm going to guess Joe Hills. But last time I came here I was gathering some materials and taking them back. You can see some of the item frames are missing. Most of these chests are pretty much empty, and I'm opening all the ones that have items in. And I've been taking stuff back, and I've been thinking that that is a little bit pointless because I'm taking it back to the jungle temple. And there you go, said the wrong one again. And then we're just going to be moving it down underground as well. But check this out. We can now craft this in 1.8, and I spent all of that time harvesting it. We should go and look at the stronghold actually and see what it looks like now, but I'm going to take a fair few stacks of these. This is more than I need, however it might be useful for doing other things in the area. But the cracked stone bricks, that's one that you can't craft yet. I imagine they're going to add that, but this time that I'm recording they're yet to add it in, so who knows, who knows. Another thing that I was doing when I was grabbing materials the last time I was over here was going down to the slime farm to get slime balls, and I bet you this chest is going to be full. Yep, and the hopper behind it. Yep, and so the whole time I was taking these slime balls out of this thing basically never ran out. And the reason why we break these blocks, and there's some slimes drowning, is because we have all of these hoppers back here, and they are making a right racket. That is literally hurting my ear. Would you die already? Let's kill these suckers. Oh, and I've got to be careful here because they can attack me. And now there's loads of them. Okay, they're all taken care of. So what I'm expecting to see here is exactly that. All of these item hoppers are just filled up because this place has been loaded for so long that it's backed up all the way. Oh, maybe not all the way, but it's backed up pretty far, as you can see. Yeah, so I came over here to get it for the 1.8 update, just to stock up on slime balls, but I don't think we'll ever have to worry about that. Although on this side over here it looks like it's not backed up, which is interesting. Yeah, there's none on this side, it's just the other side. So there really isn't anything too interesting to report on in the Stronghold, although it does seem like some people have maybe been taking these stone bricks as well, because this area is really opened up. But as I've been making my way around, I've been finding the occasional mossy stone and a few cracked stone as well. There's actually quite a few here. There's one there, two there, and another one there. And the cracked stone never seemed to be as popular, I noticed. I know Red Eyes said he liked the mossy stone, and now that's the one that you can craft. I imagine they're going to add the cracked stone at some point, but who knows. Anyway, let's head back to the base and let's finish this off. So right before I hit record, a slime just fell down here, and it must have fallen from up there somewhere, which is surely above where they can spawn, but I don't know. Anyway, these stone bricks are now in place, as you can see, and I'm just putting in the final detail, which is going over here, the cobblestone fences and the mossy ones as well. Now this one here is the only one that actually connects to a block. The rest of them kind of sit on a diagonal. However, that one over there I put in the wrong position, so that's something that I need to correct. But when I was looking at this, I was thinking they are going to be an absolute pain to place. And then after thinking about it, I realised what we can do is go up the top here, and if we hold down shift, we can kind of place it on the block down below there, so then it's going to place it above, which will be the correct position. And then the rest of these, they go on the corner bits, so we can place one there. Throw in a bit of mossy as well, is always good. And then I'll just go around the side like this. And there we go, that should be the last one. Almost put it in the wrong position. Let's hop down. And there you go. So one strange thing that was happening is when I was leaning down trying to place it on these corner blocks, sometimes they would always place on the side until you got a very particular angle, which is a strange little quirk right there. But that is the final touch on this area. I'm starting to get sick of the sight of this place, which will not be the case when we finish it, but as of right now, I think I'm done with building this part. So there is one last thing that I want to do this episode, and Jevin has been over here. He's brought 12 stacks of sand for a diamond, which I think is a good price. However, I really like that you put it in the item frame like that. And where did it go? It went over there. But we are going to grab ourselves a diamond block, and if you're wondering why there is so much coal, it's from the Wither Skeleton farm. They drop coal and I've just been collecting it in blocks, which means I've had to move all of my stuff around, and somewhere around here there is my gold. There it is. I'm going to take 2 blocks of that. We're going to make Jevin an offer because he has his soup shop that he's opened up, and I would actually like a mushroom. In fact, I'd like 2 of them, so I'm going to offer him 2 blocks of gold for the mushrooms, and then if he wants to deliver it, a block of diamond. But we need to head over to the 1.7 area to do that. It was such a good idea to build this thing. It is so convenient to come over here and just grab a book when you need it. I've written out Jevin his offer, and let's just go over that quickly. You can see here 2 gold blocks of 2 mushrooms and a diamond block for him to deliver them to the wastelands. But I can also eat that stew now as well, which is cool. But I'm going to drop this off over at his shop in the payments chest. That way he will surely see it when he checks. But that is going to be it for this episode. Remember to check out my other channel. There will be links for that in the description box, which we talked about at the beginning of the episode. There we go, that's in there, which is awesome. And also leave a comment. Let me know what you think of how the base is coming along, because if you like it so far or you don't, I know you're going to love it by the time it is done. But that is it for this episode. Please leave a like if you have enjoyed it. It will always be appreciated. But thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.